Happy Thursday, everyone. It is the 11th of February, 2021, 12:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, taking a look at our cryptocurrency markets. And holy cow, have they gone nuts. If you haven't, sorry, it's not COVID. It's dry in my office. If you have been paying attention to the news or not paying attention to the news, you see that MasterCard, the credit card issuer, debit card issuer, they are creating their own debit card that will allow you to purchase things with cryptocurrency. Where I believe what I read and heard is that you have a cryptocurrency wallet that you can attach to your MasterCard debit card, and you can go pay for things, and it automatically does the conversion. That's as much as I know. But if you want to talk about adoption and cryptocurrencies being, a part of the mainstream, one of the largest credit card companies on the planet doing that's pretty astonishing. On top of that, with Tesla, you're just talking about huge amounts of momentum in the crypto space. And seems like every day we're getting more and more. There was one other piece of news that I just can't recall what it is off the top of my head. Cardano getting very close to that $1 mark, but we are getting very top heavy up here. We are getting excessively top heavy up here. Just be very, very careful about what you're doing. I have some shorts. Actually, I took some shorts on Ethereum overnight, made some profit on them, then tried to re-enter them today. I got ran over. So I've been up and down with the short here. So what I'm going to do is sit on my hands. We're getting into Friday, and then we get into the weekend, and then in the U.S. there's a holiday on Monday that is President's Day. That may or may not affect liquidity in cryptocurrencies, but I am expecting a big dip. All right, I am expecting a big spike to the south. So instead of trying to identify where that's going to occur, I want to get in on the top of the first bounce. And so I want to look at Bitcoin here. Actually, I look at Ethereum. So Ethereum's traded up. Today it has not matched its all-time high it set yesterday at 1,839. And looking at the daily chart, when you look at prior price collapses in Ethereum or Bitcoin, you get some different kind of measurements as far as how things go down. So if we look at some prior up moves here on the daily chart, this is back in January of 2017. It's a fast move. Okay, you see price comes down, finds support against the Kijun-sen, spikes up, and there's a minor retracement. Waiting for that initial bounce off of the Kijun-sen is the play. You could have a long trade waiting here, but if you're looking for the short side of it, because really I would expect to see a test of the baseline, and a lot of times what you're going to see, especially when it's the first kind of major corrective move, you're going to see like a flash crash, maybe like even lower, something really nuts. But I would avoid trying to short anywhere in that first move. When it spikes back up, it's going to find support against the Kijun-sen or the Tenkan-sen, and that's where I would have some short entries. So I'd be looking at some short entries after there's a big bounce at 1440-ish and probably 1650. That'd be for Ethereum. Let me get to Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin's chart here. Let's get rid of all these things here. So we've got the 3-week chart on the top left, the weekly chart on the top right, and then the daily chart down below. The 3-week chart, this is a pretty substantial 3-week candlestick that we've got. It will change over on the 15th. We'll create a new 3-week candle, but the current 3-week candle has been nothing but prices moving higher. We've just been going up and up and up. It's a 46.63% gain at where the close is currently at, where price is currently trading on the 3-week chart. On the weekly chart, it's a 21.78% gain. We're seeing some continuation moves here. Does it look like we're going to see any type of corrective action? It doesn't look like it. The RSI, we looked at this last week. I think it was last week. Maybe it was this week. Is really setting up for some type of corrective move further south. But we're not seeing that represented in the price action. There is some very clear divergence. Very, very clear divergence that exists here. And it's like a textbook case of divergence where you have higher highs and then you have lower highs in the RSI. But then you also have lower highs in the composite index. And when you're looking at divergences, looking at price is not really that helpful. You should look for divergences between the RSI and the composite index where there is no divergence. We do see both of them making higher lows. The reason I bring up the price action part, though, is that both of these doing the same thing really help confirm that what's happening up here is a little anomalous. And I think we see that represented here with the volume, too. You can see, at least on Coinbase's data, which this is, you can see that on the week of the 4th of January of 2021, the volume spike up here. But then as the volume's been coming in, even though we've had these higher prices, what do we see happening? We see volume actually dropping off. We see volume decreasing. And check some other exchanges because, one exchange may not look correct. But, this is Binance shows those lower average volume week after week. And yeah, I would say that is pretty much the market trend, is that you see prices continuing to drop despite the very, very bullish news that we've had on the weekly chart. Although, here's the deal. A new weekly candlestick doesn't form until the next Monday, at least here in Eastern Standard Time. So the 15th, that's on Monday. So there's still like half of a week left. There's still 3.5 days. One more like 3.25 days until this weekly candlestick is complete, and we're already we're close to we're like 4/5 of the volume of last week's. So you would expect to see higher volume here, but just keep an eye on it. The daily, we're close to that 50K area. Who knows how many people and companies and organizations are going to FOMO into this, but here's the deal. When you're companies like Tesla and some others, the trades that they're going to be taking are not going to be at the open market. They're going to be contacting some professional exchanges like Coinbase, Kraken, Bittrex, Bitstamp, where they have some type of block trading custodial services for institutional traders, where they're going to sell, these large blocks of Bitcoin with an average cost basis of like 250K per block or amount of crypto. There is a method to the madness that they follow. So we'll have to see how that works. But the other thing is that these institutions, they do not want to buy at these elevated levels. Now, 5 years ago, 10,000 was an elevated level. Today, that's cheap. So everything's relative. And in 5 years, $40,000 or $50,000 per Bitcoin will be cheap. But for right now, it's expensive. It's at the top of the market. As institutions want to come in, expect the volume to stay elevated, but then the price action to be muted. And actually, you should look for some really steep retracements, because it is an easy market for institutions to manipulate and to kind of bend to their will, so to speak. It is easy to push the market lower, especially over the weekends and holidays. It's very easy to do that when liquidity and participation is less. But folks, don't be depressed by that. Be excited about that, because this is the greatest wealth generating opportunity of a lifetime, and anytime somebody wants to give you a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% discount in this market, I mean, I'd love to find them and shake their hand and give them a big sloppy kiss, because I mean, those are phenomenal opportunities, and I do hope more institutions come in, because they're going to want to suppress price. They're going to want to push it lower by actual price manipulation, and then also through psychological manipulation by influencing the news, and talking about bubbles or things that are going to artificially and realistically increase price and decrease the retail investor from participating. So just be aware of that. But that's what I'm looking at tomorrow. I'll definitely have some trade ideas set up for the weekend, but for now I'm just kind of watching what's going on here. I haven't changed in my current positions, long and short, that I have, except for the ones I was talking about with Ethereum. But otherwise, y'all have a great rest of your trade day. Take care of yourselves. From all of us here at Exchange Rates UK TV, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk with you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.